By my fourth pregnancy, I was still being caught off guard by pregnancy symptoms nobody had warned me about. Leg pain that would collapse me mid-walking, anxiety attacks, and a coffee aversion that made dealing with those things so much worse. Hi, I'm Janelle, mother of 4. I'm certified in integrative nutrition, and I was pregnant and or breastfeeding for 10 consecutive years. For each of these symptoms, I'm going to tell you what actually helped and what I regret not doing sooner. Let's start with the first one that actually progressively got worse per pregnancy and had me in tears by my last one. I really wish somebody had told me what this was and how to manage it from the very beginning. It would have saved me a lot of unnecessary suffering, and this is round ligament pain. It can show up at the very beginning of pregnancy and last the entire time. My first pregnancy was the very end of high school. I was only 17, and I remember I was going to walk home from school one day and I couldn't. My thighs had hurt so bad. I was only a few weeks pregnant. I think one of my teachers actually ended up driving me home, but it was that intense that I could not walk home. This was really confusing to me because the baby is the size of a poppy seed at this point. So it's not like there's any weight putting pressure on a nerve or anything. I even went to physical therapy and they had no idea why or what to do for me. I didn't learn that it was round ligament pain until my fourth pregnancy, because through my second and third, my brain was thinking, well, this is just what my body does. I've already seen a professional. They couldn't help me, so I just ignored it. But by the fourth one, it got so bad. I finally brought it up to my midwife again, who was able to explain this to me. And what she recommended and what ended up helping me so much was a Webster certified chiropractor. This is something I wish I had done 10 years sooner. My pain might not have gotten so bad through each pregnancy if I had known from the beginning. Your healthcare provider should be able to recommend you a Webster certified chiropractor. This is somebody who specializes in prenatal chiropractic care. They are very gentle and they really understand. I believe my chiropractor even helped me go into labor. I ended up going over 40 weeks. So I saw my chiropractor at 41 weeks and a few days, and she said the baby's stuck on the left side and it's supposed to be on the right. I don't understand that context fully. You'll have to look into that more. But she moved my hips around a little bit and I went into labor a few hours later. I truly believe she helped baby be able to get into a better position naturally. The next thing I wish I had done sooner in previous pregnancies and even sooner in my final pregnancy was a belly support band. Once I really started to complain to my midwife around 37 weeks, she recommended one, but I was thinking I only had 3 weeks left. I ended up going 10 days over. And oh my goodness, that makes such a big difference when you're carrying that last 10 days. So I really wish that even at 37 weeks, I would have gotten that belly band. That's an entire month that I could have had some support. If I could go back in time, I would absolutely get a belly band as soon as I entered that second trimester. The second thing I wish I had done was fascia rolling. I didn't even learn about it until after my last pregnancy. If you search prenatal fascia rolling, you'll find it. It's amazing. Even just rolling out your feet every single day can help release connective tissue and improve circulation. If you have swelling feet, this could also really help. The fourth thing I wish I had done sooner, and I'm going to keep coming back to this one because it hits so many points: magnesium. I knew my prenatal already had a little bit in it, but I discovered it wasn't enough to be a really therapeutic dose, especially for things like this thigh pain. And our bodies burn through magnesium fast during pregnancy. The best thing to do is actually dose magnesium in the morning and in the evening. And not just a magnesium supplement, topically too. We always keep a magnesium lotion on hand now and Epsom salt and magnesium flakes for the bath. I recommend doing both. Definitely check your prenatal dosage, check with your healthcare provider, and see what's gonna work best for you and your body. I use a powdered prenatal and magnesium, so I'm able to make myself a full prenatal magnesium cocktail that works really well for me. And I'll tell you a little bit more about those later. But I want to talk about the next thing that I've never heard anybody else talk about. You always hear about postpartum depression, but never prenatal depression. By my fourth pregnancy, I was in a really good place in my life, and I really did not expect to feel depression or anxiety. I'd been through it 3 times. I knew what to expect. I was happy, and I do handle pregnancy pretty well. But my hormones decided none of that mattered. Here's the thing about hormone-induced depression and anxiety that nobody explains. You don't have to be thinking negative thoughts. You just get these physical symptoms that show up anyway. The depression meant I felt paralyzed and couldn't get out of the bed or off the couch. And like clockwork, every single day around 10:30 or 11, my heart felt like it was beating out of my chest and I would get dizzy and have to sit. Full-on anxiety attacks that were so physically hard on my body, I would need a nap afterwards to recover. So my daily routine was depression in the morning, anxiety attack, and nap. Every day for that first trimester. I actually thought it was my blood sugar because I've always been really sensitive to sugar, but my blood tests always come back perfectly fine. And when I asked my midwife about it, she told me, yeah, anxiety attacks, it's just your hormones. And this makes sense because hormones actually go on a 24-hour clock. They go with your circadian rhythm. And that piece of information changed everything for me. Once I understood the relationship between hormones and circadian rhythm, I found some tools to help. So here's the thing I wish I would have known and done sooner. And it's really easy. Get sunlight into your eyes in the first 30 minutes to an hour of waking up, or as soon as humanly possible, get sunlight into your eyes. This can be just sitting by your window and drinking coffee or out on the front porch. And I also try to take morning walks to get my body moving in the morning as well and get that sunlight. What happens is the sunlight in our eyes communicates to our circadian rhythm, and our circadian rhythm communicates to our hormones. And when we get that on schedule, we can also sleep better at nights. And everything creates this ripple effect of hormone regulation. The next thing I wish I had learned to do sooner was stay off my phone at night for the same reason. This is going to disrupt your circadian rhythm because of the blue light coming from your screens. It's going to confuse your clock messengers. The next thing I did was I started to ask my husband for accountability in moving my body. Countless studies have proven that exercise is more effective than antidepressant medications. So I was able to communicate with him. I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling anxious. My legs hurt. I don't want to get off the couch. I need you to make me get off the couch and take a walk every morning. Communicate what you're going through and ask for the accountability to do what you need to do to make it better. And I'm going to mention this again here. The magnesium. Over 200 functions in your body actually rely on it. Not just the muscle support, but also hormone regulation. So if I had done this one thing, I could have improved 2 of my major symptoms. There's something called the Sleepy Girl cocktail that went viral. You just mix some magnesium powder and water with some cherry juice. It is so delicious together. I know my magnesium powder was delicious with it. This is going to help with everything I mentioned earlier, plus help you sleep better, which creates those ripple effects. If you are in the middle of prenatal anxiety or depression, please know that you're not alone. It's hormonal, it's real, and please don't wait to ask for support. Now, before pregnancy, if my muscles were achy, I would turn to coffee. If I was going through a depression spell, I would turn to coffee. It was my go-to. But then for my 4th pregnancy, my body refused to let me drink coffee. I lost my main coping mechanism to the exact things I was dealing with. Now, I'm not a cream and sugar person. I actually like the taste of coffee. I drink black coffee. So it was very weird for my body to suddenly reject it. If you're a mom or a human, you understand the importance of that morning ritual of your hot cup of coffee before the world comes at you and asks you for everything. So here's what I had to do to start managing that. I switched to an adaptogen drink that still had that dark taste, but would actually support my hormones. Specifically, I am obsessed with Rasa. I'll make sure you have links for that. It's my favorite. It was founded by a mother. I actually ended up grateful for this coffee aversion because the adaptogens really helped regulate those anxiety attacks and regulate my hormones and stress levels. There's one blend called Super Happy Sunshine, and it has cacao and lemon balm in it, and it really did help bring some joy to my life. I also used their creamer that has MCT oil and L-theanine in it that also helped stabilize my mood. Now, I still wanted some caffeine, so the next thing I did was I made a big jar of cold green tea and I mixed that with coconut water, and sometimes I would mix some juice into it to just have a really yummy summer drink with a little bit of caffeine. Now, green tea naturally has L-theanine in it as well, and what this does is it slow releases the caffeine so you don't get that huge spike like you do with coffee. It's a much more calm and stable caffeine. Now, the leg pain, the anxiety, the coffee aversions, none of it fully went away until I had my baby. It's all hormonal, it's all connected, and sometimes we just have to ride the wave and find ways to feel better and cope. But here's what this taught me. You need backup plans, especially for your self-care. Pregnancy will disrupt your routines and take away things that you may have been able to do that was healthy for you before. Many women experience food aversions and can hardly even drink water maybe. And I remember during my first pregnancy, I was using 1-a-day prenatals, the big horse pills, and I could hardly get them down. They would make me so nauseous and I would throw them back up half the time. So the last thing I wish I had done sooner was find this liquid prenatal that I mentioned earlier. And this liquid prenatal helps so much, especially if you're having trouble eating, drinking, or taking your prenatal. It's delicious, it's only 4 ounces, and it's formulated to absorb into your cells very, very quickly. Whereas with a tablet, it has to sit in your gut for hours to break down, and it might come back up before it fully absorbs. Tablets generally have a very low absorption rate in the first place, even if you can hold it down. You'll find a link to those supplements as well as a beautiful guide I put together for you to help you prep some healthy snacks and meals you can keep in your freezer to have on hand whenever you need. In the next video, I'm going to be talking all about the foods you don't want to skip during pregnancy if you want a brilliant baby. Don't forget to ask for help, prioritize your self-care, and I'll see you in the next video.